the promise left unspoken. After his wife passed away, Richard lived alone in their small house on the edge of town. The place, once filled with laughter and conversation, had fallen into a still, quiet rhythm. Every morning, Richard brewed 2 cups of tea, one for himself and one for the woman who was no longer there. Not because he couldn't move on, but because he didn't want to forget. Everything remained as she had left it, the scarf draped on the chair, her favorite book left open on the nightstand, and the old record player that still sometimes played the songs she loved. Days passed, quietly and without urgency, until one rainy afternoon, as Richard was tidying an old drawer, he stumbled upon a folded piece of yellowing paper. The edges were worn, and the handwriting, his own, was slightly smudged. It read, "My love, there's something I've always meant to tell you." And that was it. No ending, no signature, no closure. Richard stood motionless, the letter trembling in his hands. It was a message left unfinished, a truth he had never spoken, a promise he had never kept. That night, he sat down at the same wooden table where they used to eat dinner together. He didn't turn on the TV, didn't touch the tea. Instead, he took out a blank sheet of paper and a pen. He began to write, not from memory, but from the heart. He wrote about the little things she used to do, how she always made sure he had socks on cold nights, how she hummed while doing the dishes, how her laughter could soften the hardest days. He confessed his regrets, the times he should have listened, the moments he stayed silent when he should have said, "I love you." And then he ended the letter with a promise, written slowly and with trembling hands. "If there's another world beyond this one, I would still choose you." Again and again. The next morning, Richard rose early. He tucked the letter into the inside pocket of his coat and walked to the cemetery. No flowers, no ceremony, just a man and a letter filled with everything left unsaid. The autumn wind stirred gently as he approached her grave. He placed the letter on the cold stone, smoothed the edges, and stood in silence. Then he turned to leave. That's when it happened. A sudden gust of wind swept through, lifting the old scarf from his pocket. It danced briefly in the air before settling, gently, perfectly on top of the letter. And then, from the empty sky, a single white flower drifted down. There were no trees nearby, no other graves with flowers, just the soft whisper of something beyond explanation. He stopped, no words, no thoughts, only a quiet knowing in his chest. That night, Richard sat again by the window, cradling a warm cup of tea. Outside, the wind stirred the chimes she had once hung there. The sound was soft, familiar, almost like her laughter. No one spoke to him, no signs, no dreams. But inside, he felt something he hadn't felt in years. Peace. Maybe the letter never reached her. Or maybe she had been listening all along. Message. Some words are never said in time. Some promises are never spoken out loud. But love, true love, doesn't disappear. It lives on, in memories and gestures, in the spaces where someone once was. So if you've ever lost someone you loved, don't keep those words locked away. Write them. Speak them. Because maybe, just maybe, they're still listening.